Alright guys, so you remember the plan. That's the fortress of the human being, of Gladys. So we get in there. Hold on, I gotta get a better view. Alright. Okay. Nice house. It's great infrastructure. Alright, anyway, Hammy, are you still here? Yeah, I'm still here. Alright, Verne, hey, I'm following you, buddy. Alright, listen. We get inside there. You get the food, because the food is the target. And then we record our reports once we get inside. Deal? Deal! Alright, let's move. Alright, gotta find a way inside. Maybe up there? Who knows? Up there? The spout. That's it. Alright. Oh yeah, I always find a way. This is our way in. Let's go. Okay. Let's go. At long last, animals are in the house. Yes! Alright, let's get the food and let's start recording. Hi, my name is RJ. You see this thing you're looking at right here? It's called a hedge. And it's not really that difficult to understand. It is the gateway to the good life. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Like this thing right here, that's called a pothole. This thing right here is called a pothole. And this thing that I am is called a couch potato. So more people like me and more things like this are something that you call eating food. So I'm just a raccoon. I'm nothing but a simple raccoon who, when Verne the Turtle, Hammy the Squirrel, Stella the Skunk, and the rest of these woodland creatures awake from winter's hibernation, they find that they have these new neighbors called human beings. And I, RJ, who is just an opportunistic raccoon, shows the others how to exploit the suburban bounty laid out before them, because they need to take back what's theirs. You know what I mean? It's time for this. It's time to die hard for some food. You know what I'm saying? Here we are, coming to you broadcasted from Over the Hedge, and we are here to give you our report. I hope you enjoyed that sequence of events of us trying to intricately sneak in and out without breaking and entering. And we have just gotten the food, as what we call. So, if you are new to this channel, give me 1 second. I'm telling them this stuff is just to die for. I don't know why they don't listen to me. But if you are new to this channel, why don't you join the clan? You can subscribe and hit that bell. Keep up with all of our mischievous adventures. And most importantly, watch, learn. Who knows? Maybe one day you might go from living to eat to eating to live. Okay. Based on the comic strips, DreamWorks Animation adapts Over the Hedge, which has aged better than most people remember. That, of course, depends on who you are. This one actually was one of the more rewatched childhood animated favorites of mine, largely because of the talking animals and their pursuit of the cravings. And when you show this to today's generation, they would still end up liking it, but remember it because of how sly the plot can get. DreamWorks gives us a scenario where a loner animal, I, RJ, in an animal unit, Verne and his family, which is the F word that just, it hit me right here. I used to have that. My own place, a universal remote, and people to care for you. To be honest, if he had hit me with that other F word, I wouldn't have ever even came back. So, we get put in a situation we're in desperate need for food before a certain time, but once curfew is imminent. That's mine. See, I made this deal. I made a deal with the devil, which is essentially a black bear named Vincent. I was just, I'm a raccoon, so I savage a lot of things. I scavenge for a lot of things. I'm hungry too. I'm just walking places. I'm just looking for every vending machine I can find. This is the last thing I got. So I tried to just take what I needed from Vincent, and eventually it all went away. So he gave me until full moon to get everything back. So I can't do it all on myself. It takes a village to raise a pile of food, right? So I had to gather Verne and the opossums and the porcupines and Hammy and Stella, and I had to get all of them to help me to find this food and to help them as well. See, listen, when I cross roads with Verne and the Hedge Critters who are struggling with ways to even find food, that's where I come in. Because see, Verne is somebody who has everybody with no solution to give, and I, RJ, has nobody with every solution to give. You see what I did there? For as much as Verne perceived me as useless, I am the only person that could gain myself something and offer them everything. The genius, right? So, what plays out is a series of attempts to get certain items that were demanded by Vince. And it slowly goes from being mischievously methodical to feeling like in well-organized crime. It's like I'm Tom Cruise and they're the Mission Impossible team. It's like I'm Bruce Willis and now I'm leading the Expendables. But by the third act of Over the Hedge, it answers the question, what would a heist movie involving woodland animals look like? Better yet, a heist comedy with woodland animals, backyard animals, yard creatures, whatever you want to call it, what would that look like? The presentation is a lot more ingenious than one could picture or read on a script. We get a lot of Mission Impossible vibes with everyone using a part of the house or yard as a position in the heist. The stakes feel high, not just because this hedge is high, but because we are put in the perspective, the filmmakers put us in the perspective of the animals. Therefore, you can feel the sense of urgency whenever humans are around. Whenever humans are not hiding, whenever humans are not in the bed, whenever they get up for the coffee, whenever they have to go out and take out the plastic, the trash, and the cans. We're there, and we have to hide in a nick quick time. And of course, I must say, the voice acting goes above and beyond and Over the Hedge. And the particular standouts are Wanda Sykes, Steve Carrell, Garry Shandling, and William Shatner. But here's the thing: most of the DreamWorks great voice acting greats, some of the few that you would call the voice acting greats from DreamWorks Animation come from this film, especially Wanda Sykes. Wanda Sykes has one of those voices that no matter who you cast her in an animated film, you'll accept it because she's great. And of course, Steve Carell will go on to voice a few more characters like Mayor from Horton in a recurring role as Gru in the Illumination series. Garry Shandling, rest in peace, for Gone But Not Forgotten. And of course, Captain Kirk himself as Father Ozzy and his teenage daughter, Heather. And of course, the rest of the Porcupines, Captain O'Hara, Eugene Levy, and the human characters, Alice and Janney, Thomas Hayden Church, and Vince, and the Black Bear, Nick Nolte. And I guess I could say that was a standout because he He deserves something. I'm not giving him food, but he deserves something. All right, so Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 75% recommendation. And speaking of Rotten Tomatoes, I have been through every single house in this suburb, and not one of them has a Rotten Tomato. But I guess those are fully grown, fresh out the garden. Anyway, DreamWorks overcomes any obstacle and hedge to tell a fruitful yet forgotten gem that offers more to its story, to its blueprint, than just cheap snacks of laughter and an all-star cast, with me being the lead, Bruce Willis. So, it's all about me, but the movie deserves an 8 out of 10. It's great. It will not be as beloved as most of the other DreamWorks franchises after it, but during its time, outside of the main ones at the time, before Kung Fu Panda, Madagascar, and Shrek, this was one of the better ones to watch outside of Prince of Egypt and Shark Tale, and I guess Wallace and Gromit, but this is just one of the better ones. But that is all I have to say. That is my reports coming from Over the Hedge, broadcasted from me and Verne and Hammy and Stella and the Critters. We are all grateful to have gone on these heists, to taking back what is ours, and to have liberated them from seasonal hunger, and to liberate myself from being on a menu. So, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you guys later.